Yo, this is Gamer J with a special video for you. It is thunderstorming outside right now, so it seems like a good opportunity to fit the theme of this discussion. For those who don't know, I scored Best Witch Avatar at Gencon, and I wanted to discuss what I learned from the event as I prepare for Avatar of the Realm. I will not do a game by game breakdown, but just talk about the deck design and what I learned. If you want to hear game by game breakdowns in the future, let me know in the comments. First, I do want to wholeheartedly express that I am not at all satisfied or proud of ending with a 3-3 record. Theoretically, I only won because round 7 was flooded out. Drainage pipes overhead were pouring into the game area, so they canceled the event. I'd like to think that I would have won against my final opponent, but I don't want to take anything away from that player. On Sunday, though, I did go 4-1. Let's have a look at the list. Starting here with the minions, you'll see that there are 41 of them. 17 have a casting cost of 2, and another 15 at 3. The deck is designed to stop at 3 sites for as long as possible and then keep throwing out threats. There are a few bigger ones, mostly to help withstand the later game. This is a rush deck at its finest. Moving back to the top of the list, you'll see Jihad. This was a late addition, and I was worried about having so many Earth minions that it wouldn't help, but I've never once regretted putting this on the table. A well placed Vile Imp or Kobold absolutely swings the game. Nothing unexpected with the artifacts, they're all designed to buff quickly. For spells, it's over here on the right. Here we are. For spells, it's mostly about removal. I've used Searing Truth on myself, and as a game winner, it is usually well worth taking up to 4 damage to draw 2 cards, especially around turns 4 and 5 if you are shy of minions. Blaze absolutely comes in clutch, and I have won more games with that card than any other card in the game. Looking at sites, I used both courts, the Court of Equity and the Mobbed Court. Court of Equity wins games. Suddenly, Atlantean Fate and Archangels cost 7 to cast, Ano costs 5, Baylor at 8, and even Morgana at 5 slows your opponent down for you to keep the pressure on. Life loss from the Mobbed Court is also fun. Yes, I have elites and uniques in my deck, but they really have not been a problem on my side. If your starting hand contains both a court and a unique, dump the unique. Overall, I hope to have 2 fire sites and 1 earth site in my opening hand. Sinkhole, by the way, is a mandatory card in any deck that I build that contains 2 or 1 threshold. With which, this has been absolutely horrifying. One of my favorite plays, if you can go first, you drop a turn 3 Sinkhole, play your 3 drop, let's say Kalki Dragonets or Red Caps, then use the Sinkhole to drop your opponent back down to 1 site. Even better, if on turn 4 you don't need your 3rd site, you just start taxing your opponent with the Witch. Come turns 4 through 6, the Witch absolutely needs to be taxing your opponent. If you see your opponent getting to 6 sites and a handful of cards, keep up the tax. You do not want your opponent playing 2 minions or 2 spells per turn on you until you can get them to door. If you can't tax and you have to play a site, something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. Alternatively, if you truly have board control and you can put your opponent on door turn 5, then yes, perform the life loss ability. In special cases of Battle Mage and Persecutor, the -3 power may be more impactful. With this deck, getting your opponent to door is your number 1 priority. It has a ton of ways to close out the game, and straightforward 2 out of 3 games, I have the win in hand when I get my opponent to door. For the collection, nothing here is too surprising. I did move one of the Vile Imps from the main deck to the collection because a Vile Imp can certainly close out the game. If you have the toolbox, this is the way to win. There's a couple of emergency uh-ohs in here. Heat Ray, Hamlet's Ablaze, Angry Mob, if it's absolutely necessary. Just a rock to get rid of those annoying artifacts. Dispel is, of course, always great. Situational, unravel, boil, all good stuff. Nothing too unexpected. Now, how did it perform other than a 3-3? Basically, every game that I played first, I won. Hands down, no exceptions. When I went second, I lost most of the games, which is disappointing. None of the losses were absolute blowouts. I typically got my opponent down to five, if not all the way down to door. But fact is fact, I lost those games. So what did I learn? Number one, yeah, it doesn't have the durability to go for long. There are no bombs in the deck. Once the opponent gets head on curve and is not at door, I'm out. I need to start taxing turn 3 or 4 to stop my opponent from dropping dangerous minions, and they get basically a free turn from me if I can't. So, first lesson, fix the durability, ideally without impacting the speed. Number two, the Giantess. She does not fit the deck. She was a dead card for me 2 out of the 6 games I played in the main event because I couldn't wake her up. I can't rely on deserts to wake her up mid game because I don't want to draw sights. That leaves me limited to kobolds, dragonettes, and violimps. Lesson 3, perhaps a silence version with efficient minions could work. I'll get some greater blood demons out there, see some play. So I am taking this back to the drawing board and may even try a steam build. It's pretty nice thunder outside. Hopefully you guys can hear that. It's kind of thematic with Witch here. Otherwise, let me know in the comments if you've tried anything similar or have any ideas to make this deck better. Later.